was the last time you were legit intentional about your peace, your happiness, your joy, your journey? Like, today I'm choosing to be happy. Today I'm choosing to experience peace. Like, today, right now in this moment, I'm choosing to be intentional with every decision I make from here on out that's going to affect me directly and indirectly. When was the last time like you were intentional with your life and your life decisions and those life choices and them choices that was going to impact you and affect you one way or the other? When was the last time like you actually were intentional with, tomorrow I'm not making any more irrational decisions, you know? Like, or right now is going to be the last time I feel like I'm wasting money. Like, what happens when we are like intentional about our, like that joy, that unspeakable joy, that and that peace that they talk about in the Bible that surpasses like all understanding? Like, when was the last time you were just so intentional about something that, I mean, you just felt good with your decision making and the whole process and the aftermath of it? When was the last time you stopped letting people talk you out of something that they were incapable of doing themselves? When was the last time you stayed focused on a project that you were just decided to be like committed to? And when you were like, you know, when you decided to do that, when you decided to be like intentional with that, how did you allow your mindset to shift in that way where it's just like, you know what, today is the day. Like, right now is my moment, or right now in this moment, I'm not gonna let the next person like steal that joy from me or steal that happiness from me, or I'm going to go after something that I've always wanted. Or like, when's the last time you just decided to be legit happy? You know, like, you know what? I don't want to be miserable anymore. Or, you know, like, I don't want to put myself on the back burner anymore to allow like the next person to shine. When was the last time you decided, you know what, I don't like the results I'm getting in my life, so I'm gonna have to change something about me because my decisions are the reason I'm getting these results. So when was the last time like you were so focused on finding out something about you that you was gonna have to change in order to get those you know, those results I was just talking about? When was the last time you sat down and wrote like a list of achievable goals? And after you wrote those goals, when was the last time you was able to check something off of it? I'm just curious as like, just when was the last time you were just like intentional about being true to you and being true to what matters most to you? You know, I feel like sometimes we get so caught up in our comfort zone that comfort zone become like, you know, our prison, because we sit there so long, or that it feels, because comfort feels good. I think that's why, you know, a lot of us are afraid of change, because a lot comes along with change, you know, like the unknown. I think we're just more so afraid of the unknown than anything. So when was the last time you decided to make yourself uncomfortable? And what did that feel like? Sometimes I just think we just get so caught up in being like okay, like we settle for being okay. And what happens when like just being okay is like no longer just good enough? What about like whenever you decide, you know what, I want to change directions, but changing directions may not align with what you want to, you know, express? I know that sometimes like the hardest choices often lead to the most beautiful transformation. And then I think that's when we have to decide to choose our heart. So what does choosing your heart look like? And what if being intentional is choosing like your heart, right? So what does heart look like? You know, my heart was not being true to me. My heart was allowing people to talk me out of doing things that they were not capable of doing, or they were not capable of accomplishing. My heart was sitting back and being okay with being in like the shadows, because I was afraid that the sun may burn me. When I chose to live like authentically me, that was the best decision I made. And I realized that what I thought was going to be difficult was not difficult at all. And I realized the life I was living was difficult mainly because I wasn't being true to me. So I was pretending to be someone else, and that's hard. So when I chose to be intentional with my peace, with my happiness, with my joy, I was able to break free from so many things that I felt was like holding me down, you know? I think when I chose to be intentional with my happiness, and I do believe choosing happiness is a choice. Like even on my worst days, I could have still chose to be happy, right? Because it was something that I could have found, the happiness in. I could find peace in. I did a video about, becoming 1% better, every day. And every day when I chose to move little pieces or little things out of my way that stood in my way was a step closer to me just gaining that freedom that I, so often like craved. And that was another part of just being, intentional, right? I had to be intentional with everything moving forward. And when I was intentional with deciding to change my life for the good, is when, in a sense, I was able to level up and be a better version or be the best version of me. So for a while, I just had to choose me. I had to it was just only me for a while, but that was the key ingredient for my progression. So what if it was just like being only you for a while was the key ingredient to your progression? Like, could you do that? Could you place yourself in the forefront for however long that you needed to do that in order to, I guess, see like that progression, achieve those goals that you set, or to make those advancements that you knew were capable, but it was maybe things and or people around you that was keeping you from getting to that next level. So I was just curious as to what does being intentional look like to you, or what actions do you take to when you're being intentional about anything, but specifically here just about your happiness. What does that look like? And just if you want to share that information, because there's other people out there that wants to be intentional, that craves that joy, that craves that peace, that craves that happiness. So what does being intentional look like to you? If you enjoyed the video, I know it's a little different than what I normally do, but if you enjoyed the video, be sure to hit the like, subscribe, even comment, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.